Yeah.
And I try to teach this to young people all the time, especially when we did the after-school programs. You know, most arguments, most fights really start with the mouth.
It does.
You know, someone says something and someone says something
right.
back and it keeps going back and forth. You know, and then teachers oftentimes find themselves trying to either de-escalate or to break up something, and they can get hurt just by going in. So one of the things I understand that you try to do in martial arts and self-defense, and I'm just, you know, saying what I've heard, was that you try to, you know, stop the situation, you subdue the person, or stop the situation immediately. I know Pat at one time was trained in how to hold a person down or something like that, you know, especially when the person's getting out of hand. Talk about some of those techniques when you're just trying to just disarm the person or get the person, you know.
Well, see, when you start to know, that's like non-deadly force, what teachers would use, you know, passive restraint.
Yeah.
See, that's a little bit different than what I do.
Okay.
But the bottom line is, you want to be able to get the person away. You know, you got to hold them a certain way.
Right.
And what I teach is strictly hand-to-hand combat, so mine's going to be a little bit more physical.
Okay.
So, but the bottom line is pressure points you can use. It's non-deadly force where you can grab a person in a certain point here and just squeeze, and it's going to make him okay.
Wow.
You can get, he can get submissive by it. But just knowing how to grab a person. But the main thing is, what I think from being in school when I was young and had an afro, you see what I mean? That if there were consequences, I mean stricter consequences, like if you fight, you're going to get expelled for the rest of the year. If it meant something to them, then it would mean something. But does, like what you're saying in school, is it really something that they really want to do, that they're going to fear, well, if I mess up, I can mess up my whole life? What they got to think about is that person you're fighting might wind up being your supervisor in the future, because the things we do at this moment has an impact in the future. And I never really understood that until I look back on my life and look about when I was in school. Now, I try to be good. I did some dumb things in school too. We all did. But I had a choice to follow the bad crowd or do what my parents told me.
Right.
So I had more fear of a belt than I did my
Fears.
So that's the difference.
Yeah.
So there, you know, there's consequences for everything we do in life.
That's right.
And I think that the kids are missing the big picture because I think that they're stuck on the shows on TV, the Fast Dollar, the Tough Act. Well, with your pants dropped down below your rear end, your hat on backwards, and you're walking around like you're tough, isn't going to get you a job.
No, not at all. In fact, you can't even fight like that. Half the
No,
time,
you can't.
You got to pull them pants up.
Well, I just did a seminar the other day about that. That person is no threat. Because the only thing I do is just redirect his block, pull his pants down, and that's it. And when you think about it, most of them out there doing the bad stuff. Not all people that wear their pants down like they're bad. They're just trying to keep up with the times. I want to clarify because a lot of times I say things and people say, well, you said everybody. Not everybody. Because there's guys that do it that have a college degree and make more money than I do.
I hear you.
So, you know, but the bottom line is, you know, you have to use a little common sense with it and try to be respectful. And I think that's something that we're losing today because it all starts at home. You can't come to school and expect the teacher to raise you. You got to start at the house. And the kids have to know from the beginning who's in charge. Because the kids didn't give birth to the parents gave birth to the kids. And if you give up on the kids and don't take care of them, then they become our problems. Now, when we walk out to go to the grocery store, now you got to worry about somebody knocking you over the head, taking your quart of milk.
That's right.
And it's bad.
It is very bad,
So, you know, and that's why I was sitting on the couch and I wasn't teaching, I wasn't doing anything because I retired, and I said, I'm going to sit back and watch cowboy movies and be happy. I don't have to think about nothing. People call me up and says about teaching. If I know somebody that's looking for students, I call, say, hey, call this person, they're teaching. So my wife, we was going to dinner, she says, there's a self-defense school over there, what's that say the name of the school now? I forgot the name of that quick.
Something technical.
Yeah, School of Tactical Studies. We went by there and I said, okay, well, I think I'm gonna go by there. So I went by and talked to him. And that was one of the reasons there, because sitting on the couch, not doing anything, and then what really got me upset is when I heard about the child abduction down in, what was it at?
Stilton.
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 And that's what bugged me. And it bugged me so much that I got to check myself. Now, what am I doing sitting here watching TV, and there's kids out there being abducted? And I mean, it was happening every couple of weeks. You was hearing about a kid. Lebanon, Harrisburg, Susquehanna Township. So I talked to the instructor, and he says, you know, if you want to do something, come on, do it. In 1 week, I did a self-defense seminar, just 1 week, and had about 12 people come. You know, because it's something that the kids need, and if you have the knowledge, why hold it back and sit back with a bowl of ice cream and cookies? And
clearly, we all need it too.
Yeah.
Do you find, Fred, when you think about these self-defense classes, that women are more prone to come out to these than men?
I've been getting calls about that lately.
Have you?
Yes, because you know, right now a lot of women are feeling they're feeling the need to protect themselves because it used to be a time when a woman can. Well, it's always been it's been bad for women all the time because they're more vulnerable because men think that they can do anything they want to do. But the thing of it is that a woman has just as much power as a man, and that's her brain. You have to outthink your attacker. That's the bottom line right there. You know, you can always learn all the different things you can do. Stick your finger here, and, you know, all kind of different things. Use your keys, but getting the bottom line is being aware. So with the school here, the School of Tactical Studies, they got a women's self-defense program. This right here. This would be something for women to do. And you know, and I also run a self-defense program myself. But you know, you figure you get two masters together. And Professor Phillips is running the school. And you figure with my skills, his skills, there's something for everybody. Because see, people think that martial arts works, I mean, one style works for everybody. It's not because my suit's not going to fit you and your outfit's not going to fit me. So you have to find different things that fit you where you're comfortable. You know what I mean? Now, anybody can learn, but what do you excel at?
I'm so glad you said that. I've always been a bit frustrated by that too. Everybody says, oh, just take this to that. But there's so many different forms of martial arts. And like you said, one person's body shape, whatever attitude, this style's going to fit them a little bit better than the other style. And so that's perfect, and especially if you're a man, a woman, big, small, you know, the whole 9 yards. I noticed for your women's self-defense, you mentioned attitude, awareness, application. But I like that part, attitude.
That's right.
You have to have the attitude.
You have to. And that's what I'm saying, because a lot of different things you do, you don't have the right attitude for it. You don't feel it. You know what I mean? You got to feel it. Like he teaches jiu-jitsu, okay? Now, jiu-jitsu is a grappling sport, all right? Well, some people don't want to get close and grab and, oh, I don't want you sweating on me. But when you get in the street, what's going to happen? All right? Now you get into a Korean style, Taekwondo. Now that's like 90% kicking. All right, that's a lot of kicking. So you can be kicking the person and keep them away from you if you want to, or you can still punch. So it's a lot of kicks versus punches. Now you get into a Japanese art, where in Isshin-Ryu, where we did a lot of punching. So there was more punching than kicking. So Taekwondo, you get the high flashy kicks, and the Japanese styles, you get more the forward thrust kicks, roundhouse kicks. But then when you get in Taekwondo, Korean style, they jump around doing spinning kicks. They're pretty. Kung Fu, the same thing. The flashy kicks, the more animal style fighting. So there's so many different systems out there, and you can get to any type of self-defense from any art, even from the Chinese, Japanese, Korean, even American arts. There is something for everybody, but it's just like everything else. You got to put time in to get something out of it.
That's right.
And what you put into it is what you get out of it.
Let's talk about this gun. I notice you have a prop here. It's a gun that you use to, you know, right now guns are truly, you know, a major problem within our community. So let's talk about what do you do in your schools to teach people about how to disarm a gun, how to defend yourself, how do you use that?
Okay, what I do is teach people how to disarm. This is a training weapon. It's not loaded. It's a 45. Here's the magazine. What I teach people how to disarm the weapon. Now, the one thing people must realize that if you're here with the weapon, and I can't touch the weapon. I cannot defend it. I cannot catch a bullet in my teeth. It doesn't work. All right. Now, the only time, let me just slide up just a little bit. I hope I'm not on camera view. if I was close to you, what you want to do is always redirect the weapon.
Okay.
That's what you do. You want to redirect it. Now, if I'm in this position here, I'm not going to do it hard.
Okay.